Hello and welcome to the class of economics. I am Mrs. Hansa Pawar and will be teaching you class 12th economics. Now you know that you have two books as per the curriculum of the CBSE, that is Indian Economic Development and Macroeconomics. So today in this class we will study about the first chapter of Indian Economic Development, and that is Indian economy on the eve of independence. When we say on the eve here means evening. That means we will be going to study here about the conditions of our economy on the eve of independence, that is before the independence and after the independence, that is pre-colonial period and post-colonial period. Now for this first we need to study about that why Britishers came to India. What was the main purpose of Britishers to come here to India? To exploit us, to exploit our natural wealth, resources. Now these are some of the topics which we are going to cover here. The first topic will be origin of the British rule. So the foundation of the British Empire was laid by Sir Robert Clive in the Battle of Plassey in the year 1757. So they have dominated us for 200 years. That is such a long time. Okay, and finally we got our independence on 15th of August 1947. Now what is colonialism? As we have heard the word, I have explained you, that is pre-colonial and post-colonial. Now what is this colonialism all about? It is a system. That means it's a kind of administrative system of political and social relations. That is of political, that means related to politics, and social relation between two countries, where one country is a ruling country. And which is the ruling country here? Britain. And the other one is its colony. The colony here is India. That means ruling country and the colonies system. And it is a rule, the ruling country has all political control. That means here the ruling country, which was Britain, it has captured all the political system, that is the administrative system. These people who will decide about the economic policies which will be implemented in our nations. So it was Britishers who have all the political control over the colony, and they also determine the economic policies of the dominated country, and the dominated country here was India. Now this was all about colonialism. Now our second topic will be that what was our condition before the Britishers. That means before the advent of Britishers, how was India? Do you know that we were called as Sone ki Chidiya, that is the golden bird? Why? Because of these characteristics or features. Because of these features we were called as Sone ki Chidiya. The first one was prosperous economy. That means our economy was very prosperous. Prosperous means rich, affluent, successful, and it was because we were free, we were independent, we were not depending on any other nations, and even we were self-sufficient, self-reliant. We were not depending on others in terms of fulfilling our various needs. We were rich in our natural resources. That means we have abundance of natural resources, and for which we were world famous, for our handicrafts, for our cotton, spices, silk, and many more. India was free and there was no interference of other nations. That means there was no interference of any other nations in the administrative system of India. Now second feature was that we were agrarian. Agrarian here means agriculture-based economy. The primary source of livelihood of many Indians, nearly 85% of our country's total population was depending on the primary sector, that is agriculture. And these people were living in rural areas because at that time there was no urbanization, cities were not there. So mostly people used to live in rural areas, and 85% who were people who derived their livelihood through agriculture only. Now third handicraft. That means we have got worldwide reputation. That means we were very famous in our handicrafts. Excuse me. And our handicraft industries enjoyed a worldwide reputation, especially our cotton, silk textiles, precious stone work, metal work, spices, our muslin. Okay, it's a kind of fabric. So we were very famous for our all these products, and it was in great demand in world market. And we were famous, why? Because in these things, because of our finest quality and superior quality of our craftsmanship. So we were having a rich history, a prosperous economy because of all these things. Now moving ahead to our next topic, that is, what is the basic purpose of the Britishers to come to India? Why they came here? Why? Because they were attracted because of our abundance of natural resources. They want to exploit our country. They want to take India's wealth to Britain to prosper their own economy. So the main purpose of the British rule in India was India's wealth for the development of Britain, for the industries of Britain, or for the economy of Britain. They made our country as a feeder economy. This was the major drawback which was done, that we were becoming a feeder economy. That means we were used or exploited in the hands of the Britishers. And when we say feeder economy means, what is feeder economy? When the Britishers or the ruling country forced us to supply raw materials from India to the industries of Britain. As I said earlier, we were rich in our natural resources, raw materials, we have abundance of. So what Britishers did, for fulfilling their own economic interests, for fulfilling their own selfish interests, that is the development of their own industry, the development of their own economy, they used to supply the raw materials from India to Britain, so that they can convert this raw material into finished products in the industries of Britain. They are supplying this raw material or exporting this raw material at a very cheaper rate from India to Britain. But again, they used to sell these finished products which were made in Britain to India at a very higher prices. So this was one of the strategies which they have made, and because of these economic policies, our country's natural resources, our raw materials, everything was actually exploited, and we became a backward economy because of the Britishers. They used to convert this raw material into finished goods and would sell these goods in Indian market at a very higher prices. Because of this dual policy, they made our country backward and stagnant. When we say stagnant means without any development, or the rate of development is very slow. So this was all about feeder economy. Now, moving ahead to the main topic, that what was the impact or effect of the British colonial rule on India. So if we talk about the impact, as I said, that the purpose of Britishers was that they wanted to develop their own economy by using our economy's wealth. So the British colonial system was mainly responsible for the backwardness of our economy, Indian economy, and the economic policies. And these economic policies, because the government was in the hands of Britishers. So the British government, in order to fulfill their own economic interests, they have made such kind of economic policies which was in their favor. It was not in the favor of Indian economy. And for the promotion of their own economic interests, that is the furnishing of their own industries, the development of their own economy, rather than the development of Indian economy. They did nothing to develop our economy. The only contribution or positive contribution of the Britishers was post and telegraph and railways especially. Okay. Now, there was no growth in our economy. Why? As the standard of living of people was very low. We were poor. We were dominated by them. We don't have any employment. As such, most of the population or majority of the population were depending only on the primary sector, that is agriculture. We don't have any industrialization over that time. We don't have any tertiary or service sector at that time. So there were lack of many job opportunities. So people were starved, that means lack of food. Without any food, people were poor, unemployed, and the standard of living was very low. Even the per capita income of our country was as less as 0.5% per annum, and the GDP rate was very low, as less than 0.2% per annum. Now you can think of that our economy was very backward, and it was in the condition of stagnant with less development. People were unemployed, poor, suffering from starvation. Hence our country's economy was considered as stagnant. So this was the impact. Now we will, in the next clipping, we will study about in detail about what was the impact of the British rule in various sectors, say agriculture, industries, occupational structure, infrastructure, and so on. First we will start with agriculture. As I said that our country was an agrarian country. Majority of population was depending only on agriculture. At least 85% of population were depending on agriculture for their earning or livelihood. But you know, primitively we were actually an agrarian country only, and our farmers, because of lack of machines, lack of techniques, they don't know the modern ways of farming. Because of they were illiterate, they were ignorant about the changes which were happening that time. So we were basically dependent on the subsistence farming. When we say subsistence farming, means the farming which is done to fulfill one's own family's need for self-consumption. So basically our farmers were busy in subsistence farming, farming done only to meet the basic needs of one's family. There was no even commercialization of agriculture. When we say commercialization of agriculture, means the crops which are grown by the farmers for selling it into the market. That is for cash crops. But basically, as I said, that we were on the system of subsistence farming. So commercialization was not there. Our farmers do not sell the product into the market. So because of all these odd things, they did not have any modern tools, equipments, no irrigation facilities, no tube wells. There was no use of even fertilizers. Farmers do not know about this. They were totally depending on the rainfall for their harvest. So the contribution of the GDP, productivity was very low. So the contribution of the GDP to the GDP by agriculture was very low or very less. This was about agriculture. Now second is industries. The state of industry was also not very good. It was very backward. As I said, mostly people were depending on agriculture. So we don't have any industries. Industrialization was not there. Even only people were depending on agriculture. No industries, no tertiary sector, that is service sector. So during the British rule in India, industrial advancement was not there, because the major population of country were depending on agriculture for their livelihood. We had only handicrafts. The only industries which we have was handicraft industry. But this handicraft industries were also very much exploited, and it was in the condition of decay. Why? Because our handicraft products were world famous. So Britishers, in order to prove or in order to fulfill their own selfish interests, they used to transport these handicraft products, or supply these handicraft products from India to Britain for the growth of their own economy. So industrial system was also very backward. Now third is foreign trade. When we say trade, means buying and selling of goods and services across the country or border. The state of trade was very unfavorable then. Why? Because the economic policies which the Britishers has made, they have left us with mere exporter of raw material and consumer or net importer of the finished products from the Britain. The raw material which they used to supply from here, or which they used to export from India to Britain forcefully, and they convert this raw material into finished products of fine quality and sell this to the whole world, including India, at a very higher prices. This was their strategy. Now our country was very famous for our natural resources. We have abundance of raw material, the handicrafts in which we were very famous, but we were forced. Why? Because we were slave that time. We were forced to supply these raw material to Britain only. That means all the dealings related to the product must be with Britain only, and that too at a very cheaper price. No tariff, no tax, nothing. No import duties were done that time. So because of this, there was a better growth of the industries of Britain. So it was in their favor, but it was unfavorable for India. Now, because of this industrial backwardness in India, we were heavily depending only on the import of finished products. Why we were depending on the imports of finished products? Because there were no industries. At the time when the people of our country need the finished products, it was not there. Why? Because there was no industrialization. That's why. Now fourth is demographic condition. When we say demography means, it is something related to the mortality rate of any country, birth rate, death rate, the standard of living, the things like the standard of living and health facilities and so on. Such kind of facilities. So the demographic condition is also facing an adverse effect by the British rule, because there was high infant mortality rate because of lack of medical facilities, health facilities. So infant mortality rate was very high, high death rate, then literacy rate was very low. People were not literate that time. No awareness was there. High birth rate, death rate, literacy rate, poverty. People were poverty stricken. And we have poor medical or health facilities, and because of all this, our economy was very stagnant. We have low standard of living. This was all about demography. Now moving to last two topics, that is occupational structure. When we say occupation means, it is the total number of workforce in any country or in any economy. So what was the condition of ours? Because most of the population were depending on primary sector, that is engaged in agriculture only. So as a major portion of the workforce were depending on primary sector only, agriculture was the only source of livelihood for the people of India. There was lack of job opportunities also in industries, that is secondary sector, and tertiary, that is service sector. Why? Because there was no advancement. Britishers did not took any steps or was not taken any initiative to develop our industries or tertiary sectors. So there was lack of job opportunities in those fields. So it was only in the agriculture sector on which people were depending, that is workforce were depending for their earning. Now last is infrastructure. Infrastructure facilities, which is very necessary when we talk about the growth and development of any nation or country. It is the infrastructure which we decides about. Infrastructure here means the facilities like power, energy, means of transportation, communication, electricity, dams, bridges, medical facilities, schools, educational building, and so on. These all things decides about the infrastructure of any country. So the infrastructure were in a very poor state. No advancement, people were very poor, not literate, and the Britishers did not took any initiative to develop our nation because they were busy in developing their own economy, that is Britain. So infrastructure comprises of these many things and which were in very poor state. But only contribution of the Britishers was to us, it was railways and post and telegraph system. So this was all about today's class. I hope you understand the things, but please keep on studying, keep on learning, go through the video again and again, twice or thrice to understand the concept. So in the next video we will discuss about agriculture and industrial sector, that is condition of agriculture and industrial sector on the eve of independence in detail with various causes and reason. Till then, goodbye, good luck and take care.